Right now, without choosing to, your body is capable of betraying you. Not to a predator, not to a disease, to another person. In a room full of people, if the right thing happens, a compliment you didn't expect, an accusation that lands too close to something true, your name called out when you thought no one was watching, your face will turn red. You cannot stop it. You cannot fake it. You cannot reverse it once it starts. And here is the part nobody ever asks. Why does that exist? Every other animal on Earth manages to feel embarrassment, fear, and shame without their face advertising it to the entire room. But you can't. You are the only animal on the planet that blushes. Charles Darwin spent years trying to figure out why. He called it the most peculiar and most human of all expressions. He couldn't solve it. And the honest answer is that science still hasn't fully solved it either. But what we have figured out is genuinely strange. Blushing is not like sweating. Sweating makes sense. You overheat, you cool down. That's a system doing its job. Blushing is something else entirely. When you blush, the small veins in your face, called venules, receive a signal from your nervous system, telling them to widen. More blood flows to the surface of your skin. Your cheeks, your ears, sometimes your entire neck and chest flush red. And unlike almost every other physical response your body produces, you cannot control it. You can control your breathing. You can control your heart rate with practice. You can even control pain responses to a degree. But you cannot unblush on command. No amount of willpower stops it once it starts. And this is the first strange thing. Your body has a reflex specifically dedicated to making you visible in moments when you most want to disappear. Here's what's even stranger. Blind people blush. People who have never seen a face, who have never once watched someone else turn red, still blush when they're embarrassed. That rules out imitation. That rules out learned behavior. Blushing is not something you picked up from watching other people. It was already wired into you. The leading theory right now comes from a man named Ray Crozier, a psychologist who has spent most of his career on this single question. His argument is that blushing is a social signal, not a mistake, not a malfunction, a signal, and a very specific one. It says something no words can say as reliably. I know I broke a rule. I care that I broke it. I am not a threat. Think about what that communicates. In a group setting, getting caught doing something wrong is dangerous. Other people need to decide very quickly whether you are a repeat offender or someone who made a mistake. Words can lie. Tone of voice can be performed. But a blush cannot be faked. Your face is telling the room that you are aware of the social violation, that you feel the weight of it, and that you are not indifferent to what the group thinks of you. It is, in a way, the most honest thing your body can say. And the research backs this up. Studies have found that people who blush after making a mistake are consistently rated as more trustworthy than people who don't. A person who knocks something over and turns red is forgiven faster than a person who knocks something over and stays stone-faced. The blush functions as an involuntary apology, one the room receives before you even open your mouth. But this raises a deeper question. Why does it have to be the face? Why not the hands? Why not the chest? The face is the most watched part of the human body. It is where every other person in a group looks first and longest. If a signal needs to be seen, the face is the only place it was ever going to work. Evolution didn't put the blush somewhere hidden. It put it exactly where everyone was already looking. There is one more layer to this. The situations that make you blush are not random. Embarrassment does. Shame does. Being praised unexpectedly does. Being accused of something, even something you didn't do. Being the center of attention when you didn't ask to be. What all of these share is self-awareness in front of other people. The moment your brain becomes suddenly conscious of how you appear to the group, the blush follows. It is the physical output of a very specific kind of thought. Other people are watching me right now, and I am aware of it. That thought, that sudden self-consciousness, is something researchers believe is uniquely developed in humans. Other animals have self-awareness in a basic sense. Chimpanzees recognize themselves in mirrors. Dolphins do too. But the kind of layered social self-monitoring that produces embarrassment, the awareness not just of yourself, but of how you appear to others in the context of shared rules, that seems to be something we have in a degree no other species comes close to matching. And blushing is the physical proof of it. Darwin got close to this. In The Expression of Emotions in Man and Animals, he wrote that blushing depends on sensitivity to the opinion of others. He just couldn't figure out why the body would evolve to show that sensitivity so visibly. He thought it seemed counterproductive, but that's the point. The visibility is the function. A hidden signal is no signal at all. So the next time it happens to you, the next time your face goes red in a room full of people at exactly the wrong moment, your body is not malfunctioning. It is doing something no other animal on Earth can do. It is telling the people around you without a single word that you understand the rules, that you care about your place in the group, and that you are the kind of person who feels the weight of being seen. That is not a weakness. It took 300,000 years of being human to build it.